This is Veda Sports, only on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Welcome back to the Fade Us podcast. We are on, it's like the World Series of Poker Eve. It looks like Cantu has found himself a nice budget hotel for the World Series. I believe that looks like the Horseshoe.
Yes, it is.
Maybe a bit lower. Just nothing but the best for our boy Cantu as he grinds out another WSOP. And we have Mike in his Mike the Mouth in his new house, and of course I'm here. I know we got some good rants this week, so I'm gonna kick it over to Mike.
My rant is pretty easy. A week ago on this podcast, I said I liked the Cavs first half against the Knicks, thinking the Knicks are coming flat in game one, and I leaned the Cavs also in game one. And when the Cavs win game one, I'm betting everything I can on the Knicks to win the series. Well, lo and behold, I won that first half play, and somehow they blew a 22-point lead with 7 minutes to go, which was 694-0 in playoffs over the entire history. And then I said to everyone in all of our chats, this team sucks. They're quitters. They will lose 4 straight because that's what James Harden does. Did I think they would lose 4 straight by 30, 40, and 50? No. But if you look back at this series and tell yourself, wow, the word quitter should just say CAVS as a definition, because I don't care what you say about how good the Knicks are. And yes, the Knicks have a chance to win the title. They were beaten down the floor every single game for layups. They didn't defend. They didn't do anything. They
weren't even going for rebounds. Yeah.
They didn't even try and rebound. And like Barkley pointed it out yesterday, like this is a team that quit. And when you quit, that coach needs to be fired, because when he can sit there and say, well, I wanted to save my timeouts, that's why I let them go on an 18-0 run in game one. And then he said after 3 games, analytically, we're up 2 games to 1.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
That is one of the
series.
Analytically.
He should have been fired. They should have fired him before game 4 after that. Right?
You see James Harden said afterwards, he's like, we're the better team. And I was like,
we're the better team. I played really well defensively, he said. He was a joke defensively. In game fucking 1, and in that last 7 minutes, they walked around him. He didn't defend anybody. It's a disgrace. I haven't even looked yet, but if they fired him this morning, but if that coach still has a job by the end of the week, then they get what they deserve, the Cavs. What a disgrace they were.
Mike, I got a question. When do you think that the Cavs actually quit? Like, when do you think that was it, packed it in?
They quit
after game 1.
They quit after game 1. Okay.
I agree with you.
Did they keep it close game 2 for the first, 18 minutes? Sure. Was it like in the second half, they just, once they went on like an 8-0 run to go up by like 10, they just completely quit. And then they went home and didn't even try.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that last night in the elimination game, I don't think I've seen. I mean, the Timberwolves got blown out in elimination game too, but like they were outclassed. Like they tried. I mean, they knew they were beat, and people gave Ant shit for like going and shaking their hand, but he knew they were beat. Like they were beat by a superior.
They
opponent.
lost by 51 in a closeout game.
They were that game. Even in those games where they win by 20, like I commented on it, I was like, they never got close. Once the Knicks went on that run, like they never went on that run to get it within like 15. Like it was a horrible game to watch. Like it was very boring. At least
the Cavs had a lead yesterday at 8-2, because in games 2 or 3 they never even had the lead. I mean,
I thought they would. I mean, Mitchell came out strong, and they got to fire that coach. And like Harden is dude, Harden's like such a waste. Like that guy's just like so pointless to have on your team. Like him and Randall, I like Randall. Actually, Randall seems like a really good guy. Like Harden seems like a total airhead, but they're just both guys that like win you regular season games. But like, dude, Harden and Randall are never going to win a title. Like
Harden is just not a winner. Not a winner is Harden.
I mean, listen, Harden reminds me of some people we know. People that say things that are just so delusional that you have to hold your
Mike.
Yeah, you hold your head like this, but like,
Right.
how honestly, how does he go out on the stage in the interview and say, I thought we played really well and that I think we're the better team. Like, there is on no world in any world, if they played those two teams played 100 series, that the Cavs win one. Okay.
Well,
I mean,
if they try, I mean, they're not a bad team. I mean, this idea that like the Knicks. So the Knicks just went on. The Knicks just had the most historical 10-game run in the history of the NBA. Like their point differential over 10 games is 252. They won in all playoff games, average of 52.
That's the way, that's the biggest point differential in regular season 10 games span.
I know,
or 11 games.
Yeah,
span.
history.
Or
so
anything.
It's I'm gonna we'll touch on that game. We'll get into NBA here. I mean, I'm gonna switch it up with my rant a little bit. It was very rainy here this weekend on Memorial Day, which is tough when you have a bunch of young kids. But I guess like the one upside of it is for the first time in like forever, I was able to actually watch a good portion of the Indy 500.
Me too.
And first of all, it was a great race. But my rant is it's on David Malukas, who
how could you blame him?
Should have won that race. But no, it's not for losing it. I mean, he choked. I mean, it's an all-time choke. But him crying like an absolute fucking petulant child that had the entitlement to earn it. And like, you're not a big racing fan, so like, you gotta understand about Malukas, right? This is the ultimate rich kid, spoiled kid. Daddy paid for everything. Like this guy, his all these racing kids, like they're all pretty loaded to begin with. Like you can't really work your way up the ranks anymore. But like it's on another level. His dad like owns his big trucking firm. Again, good for the dad. Got him in the racing river. His dad like literally fielded like half of the lower division IndyCar to like get his son a race. Like he got him at McCarran. McCarran fired him, and then he like basically paid him to get over to Penske, which is like the best team by far, right? And again, like, does he have talent? Sure. Like it's not totally his fault for being born to rich parents. Like I'm not holding that really against him. What I am holding it against is the entitlement that he was on display. Like he was obviously upset he lost, but he wasn't like mad at himself. Like a normal person would be mad at himself and they'd be like, I'm going to get better. I'm going to let this fuel me. He was crying. It was like a child crying when you take a toy away from him because he thought it was like his birthright to it. And then they cut back to him and he's crying. And this is a grown man. And I'm not saying like people can't cry and show emotion.
He's still 24. He's 24.
He's crying in his mom's chest. And he's like, because he didn't think he lost. He thought he was like, he's such a spoiled kid. He thought that was like his birthright. And I can't stand it. And on the other end, the other tragedy, the stuff that actually does bring tears is, the Kyle Busch thing was horrible. Like horribly sad. And like Busch was the exact opposite of that. Busch was a racer. Malukas not a racer. Dude, if Busch came in second, go watch races where Busch came in second place. Like he was surly, he was punching dudes, he was like short and curt with reporters, he was sarcastic, he wasn't crying, acting like the world was ending. So I mean, it's just the juxtaposition, and also like man, like Kyle Busch, I was in awe of him. I was never like a fan, but that doesn't matter. But what he did in the sport was so incredible. Like this was like at its pure. He was a winner. Like that's all that guy wanted to do is win. And I kind of wish Phil was on this show too, because I feel like Kyle got a lot of shit and he earned a lot of shit, right? In the way he acted, and like people give Phil a lot of shit and he's earned a lot of it too, the way they act. But I think Phil would have a perspective there where like they're both just so driven in this way of win, and anything but winning is like so crazy. That doesn't compute. But the thing I'll say about Kyle though too is like he was like, and most people say he was a very brash, kind of like an asshole, like at early stages in his career. But it was really fun watching his career as he advanced from like 20-year-old to then like 40-year-old with like wife, kid perspective, where he was really given like a lot of these guys like their second chance or their first chance and second chance and all that too. And it was fun to watch from a motorsports fandom standpoint too, to see like everyone kind of rally around it. And I don't know, there was like something very pure about it where like all the tributes were like very raw and emotional. Where like, yeah, this guy was very controversial, and like most of the people probably wanted to punch him at some point, but like everyone ultimately A, respected him, and B, got along with him as well. And like I don't know what I'm trying to like say with this and all this, but like motorsports is amazing. And I just wish this David Malukas, like Malukas could learn a thing or two on that. And like I'm fading Malukas the rest of my life.
You know what's crazy? I went to that NASCAR race where he wins on Friday in the truck race. Actually won $100 bet on him on that Friday. He was only 1-1 odds, so it wasn't like
no, he was a favorite for sure.
I think it was Tuesday. He's dead, which is just crazy. Here he is winning with pneumonia. You know, getting like shot injections or whatever, just to like stay afloat. It's just an amazing story that you can win under those conditions. But when I say he dominated, I don't think anyone ever led a lap unless he went in for a pit. Like somebody maybe passed him brief. I don't remember seeing it. And it was just complete domination. He started on the pole.
Yeah, I think he led every. Yeah, like you said, it was like vintage. It's very haunting what he said after, like where he was like, "You got to enjoy it. You don't know when the last will be." And like the whole like, I don't know, man. It really I consider myself kind of like a jaded asshole a lot, and like I mean, listen, like death is a part of life, and deaths happen all the time. But this one really it really stuck with me and everyone else. It seemed like too. It was like, and I think part of it was just like he won like 2 days prior. And then he died of something that like everybody has like fought through a cold before. I don't know.
No, I know what sepsis is. And if you let pneumonia turn into sepsis, you die. You know, like I told the story. There was a guy when I was deep in the main event when I finished like day 6 and there was an empty chair because they wouldn't let him out of the hospital because he had sepsis, right? And which is like 104, 105 fever. And it develops from pneumonia, and it could have been completely preventable. That's the thing that sucks the most about it. But you rip on David Malukas. I watched like 2 races a year: Daytona 500 and Indy 500. and 3. I watched that
classic Mike, the expert. Here comes the expert opinion.
I watched that dumb fuck friggin' Formula One bullshit that they have in Vegas. Okay, and here's the truth. Here's the truth of the matter. In the Indy 500, 70 lead changes.
That race was awesome.
You never knew who was going to win. That last lap was the most incredible lap I've ever witnessed in any sporting event that I've ever watched. And then we have to come back 10 years till 2037, almost 11 years, the Formula One race, which whoever passes on that first corner of the first lap is now the winner. And then we have to sit there and play with our dicks for the next 50 laps in Formula One, the fakest sport that ever existed. It is faker than any other sport. I'd rather watch wrestling than Formula One.
You can't even get on TV anymore.
I'm switching my rant. I hate Formula One. Formula One is maybe the only sport I don't like. Yeah, I like to go to some of the parties because there's like hot girls around and all that. But like the sport itself, you go to the race, even if it doesn't matter if you sit on the corner or sit on the straightaway, you literally get to see the cars for about 2.2 seconds. They're out of the view. It is such a terrible viewing experience where in Indy 500 NASCAR, you have wrecks. We have passing, like Mike said, 70 lead changes or whatever. Formula One, after they break off on the first lap, that's it. Nobody ever passes. It is so damn boring. The winner wins by like 30 seconds. Here's
a question for you guys, and we're going to get off this racing because there's other things to talk about. But here's a question: if Formula One didn't have these big 4,000-pound cars or however they big, and they like race with cars the size of Indy cars, would there be a lot of passing, and would it be completely different?
There would be more because the cars are so wide, and so that sport is just. I mean, I agree with Cantu. Like I've been to a few F1 races and stuff, and I like racing. Same. I'll go. I mean, like I got like a dirt track.
I do too. I like racing.
Now. But like the Formula One, like the worst part of the week is like the race itself. Like when you're actually there, like that first lap, and then you're like you see it. Like if you're on a straightaway, it's like you just.
Nobody even gets close, but nobody gets close to anybody.
You pay thousands of dollars for tickets, and you literally, I've never seen like I make this joke every time I've been to a lot of races now. 2.1 seconds. And I'm like, what just happened? That's it. Now we got to wait a couple minutes.
No, you're just watching on the TV. You're watching on like the TV screen.
But when Malukas came around the final turn and the guy's like, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. And he's like 4 car lanes back. And all of a sudden he just gets the draft and passes them like that. if you're like one car length back, they don't even have any chance. It's just, I really enjoyed the race. Okay, let's move on.
That NASCAR race was great too. I don't know if you watched it. That NASCAR one was great too. There was like a million different leaders and all that. I mean, I think you nailed it. Just, but anyways, yeah, we're done with. I think we got our racing quota for the year. So, anyways, we'll take a break. We'll take a break and come back.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
If you're listening to this podcast, you're already leveling up your betting game. You're riding along with our best bets and top angles, and when there's a good game on, you're probably getting involved with a few props in alt markets as well. But there's one more layer if you really want to step things up, and that's VSiN Pro. Yeah, we've mentioned it before, but things are only getting better for our pro subscribers. We just rolled up our MLB prop projections, breaking down some of the best edges across strikeouts, hits, home runs, and more. And that's on top of everything else pro subscribers already get, including public betting splits, expert picks, and betting guides across the sports calendar. If you haven't tried it yet, stop sleeping on it. You can get your first month for just $9.99 or save big with promo code POD26 on an annual subscription. Hit the link in the description and start cashing in with VSiN Pro. And thanks as always to VSiN. And but anyways, we'll kick it over. I know, Mike. We're done with racing, so we'll talk hoops.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk OKC Spurs and who we think is going to win the title. And here's the thing: before the series started, I felt the Spurs were the better team. You felt OKC was the better team. I said if J-Dub isn't healthy, there is zero chance they could beat the Spurs in 7 games. We're now 4 games in. J-Dub re-injured his hamstring. Then they lost Mitchell to looks like a quad. I don't know if either one are back tonight for game 4. You guys have to look that up. But even if they are back, are they going to be 100%, right? Like J-Dub was 100% in game 1. And we also have Fox and Harper who – with their ankle injuries, maybe by the finals they get better, but they don't look like themselves. These two teams are at war. This is going well. To me, I think OKC's in a must-win tonight. But if Mitchell and J-Dub aren't playing, I don't think they can win. And so I still have the Spurs in 6, but I don't have to be right about this. And then whoever wins this brutal ass war is going to have to face a Knicks team that is on a historic run, a Knicks team that was 2-point favorites on a neutral floor in the in-season tournament that beat the Spurs by 11. And that was, again, coming off of the OKC game that they won. So there's a lot of similarities there. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. Woodley, we talked about it last week. 2 weeks ago, we said we liked the Knicks at 6-1. Last week, we said they liked the Knicks at 5.5-1. I don't think we're getting anywhere near that. The way the Knicks are playing, I saw the opening line. If they play OKC at OKC, it's 6.5, which is basically the same number as OKC was over the Spurs. And if the Spurs win it, it's 4.5. So what that basically is saying is the OKC Thunder will be minus 250 against the Knicks, and the against the Spurs they will be about minus 180. Where do you guys see these two? I still think the Spurs win this series. And remember, it's all about matchups, right? Nobody understands. I had a caller in on my podcast yesterday, and a big Knicks fan. I said, "Tell me why the Knicks have took off. What is the adjustment they did?" And then I said, "Come on, you could think about it." He goes, "Well, they got to the bench more, yes, but beside playing the bench more, what else?" And he was smart. He knew. He said, "Cat," and I said, "Yes, they have moved Cat into the forward point center where he's averaging 7 assists a game." So instead of like they throw what the Wolves did and the Knicks did the first 2-3 games of the season where Cat's just sitting there shooting 3-pointers, right? They give it to him at the top of the key. He then drives to the hoop, dishes out to somebody who's wide open. And so he's basically getting a lot of assists, or getting to the rack and not just settling for those dog shit 3-pointers. And now when you have Brunson going to the rack and getting people wide open, you have Towns going to the rack, getting people wide open. Their offense is flowing at a historic level. Cat size and Mitchell size, when they're both on the court, can match up to Chet and Hartenstein, and can match up to Wemby and Cornette. And so both of they can match up bigs, and I think the Knicks have a shot. There's where I'm at right now. You guys take it from here.
Well, and something that Spurs have done in the first two series that I've noticed is they've kind of started out looking, they won the first game or whatever, but they've looked a little shaky, like they look really beatable. And then after games about 3 or 4, they have turned it on. I think they've figured out Wemby, this is my opinion on why they've been good in the later parts of this series, with Portland and the other series, is that Wemby, I think, is kind of learning the plays, where to stand. He is so big. He's undersized. Whatever he's listed at is undersized for him. And he's able just to, I just think he's just altering so many shots.
Yeah, it's I like the Knicks
so
a lot.
big.
I like the Knicks a lot better at 6-1 than I do at 2-1.
250. Yeah.
Wow, did we nail that one? I was talking to someone that's like, he's like legitimately one of the best. He's like the biggest market maker on like Kalshi's like short list of best basketball bettors on the planet. Like he's like convinced that and he's right. That like OKC is like the play across the board on all of this, but the Spurs are hanging tough with them, and then when you get into it's now
it's
a
injuries,
3-game,
bro. It's injuries.
It's a 3-game series, which now means like everything looms pretty big. Everything looms pretty big there. So
is J-Dub scheduled? Can you guys like Google if J-Dub is in or out tonight? Do they know? Is he game time decision? Does anybody know?
I don't.
Either way.
They're not winning without J. They're not winning without J-Dub. That you
either
can
way,
guarantee.
I like Spurs in 6.
I kind of like the Knicks either way though. I think
me too.
I feel like last year and it's like Knicks fever here, right? But everyone's like, oh, we're gonna like lose OKC.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like
crazy.
I think, dude, but like last year when like the Pacers made the finals, like the prevailing thought was like, oh, OKC is gonna smoke them. Dude,
and if Halliburton don't go down, I still believe they win Game 7. Dude, he came out on fire. He scored 3 3-pointers in the first 4 minutes. They were up 9-2, and he was on one. And when Halliburton gets on one, they don't lose.
They and there's something to be said about that when like confidence is there and like, I think in the NBA more than anything else, like momentum is like so important. Like confidence is so important. And I know these guys are pros and there's people out there that are like, oh, they're pros, they're automatic. Like confidence is everything. Like if you have the confidence, you will take that shot. And you can see when a guy isn't confident, like he'll pass the ball or he'll pass up the shot or he'll force it or whatever. And the Knicks are just playing like perfect basketball right now that like, I don't see how I don't know, man. I think this is it. This has like all the makings of it. And especially if the Thunder win, then the entire country is going to be behind the Knicks, which is insane to think that a team from New York, like you would think that everyone's rooting against the big market New York team. In this case, you have the whole country behind you. Like Madison Square Garden is going to be out of fucking control. Like that is I don't know who's going to beat them in MSG in the finals. And then OKC,
OKC is so hard to root for.
If they don't get J-Dub back, they aren't winning. It's like
I think OKC.
Michael Jordan never wins a title without Scottie Pippen.
I think OKC figures it out somehow. They're gonna win in some really annoying fashion, like on some flopping or whatever. And I think San Antonio is like a year away. San Antonio will do it like the next year, but I think OKC wins. And I kind of want OKC to win because I really want this to be like New York versus like the bastard Oklahoma City Thunder.
But you really think OKC's missing their second best player is just going to beat the Spurs team, and it ain't going to happen. It's just like if J-Dub comes back. Okay, let's say tonight he doesn't play and OKC loses. They're down 3-2. And then they bring back J-Dub in Game 6, and he's 100%, and they win Game 6. Now OKC can win. Okay, but if J-Dub doesn't come back, they're going to lose in 6. I don't know if he's playing tonight. I heard it's a game time decision, but like I said, you can't take Scottie Pippen off of the Bulls. They would have won 0 titles. Okay, and so J-Dub is their second best player.
I don't want to get into this debate, but I don't agree with you on the Jordan thing. But Don't want to get into that debate.
Dude, he won. He didn't even win a playoff series until he got Scottie Pippen. That shows you how much you know about basketball.
Mike, he was young. That team was bad. That Bulls team that you got assigned to.
Scottie Pippen is a top 15 all-time best player, bro.
No,
he took the Bulls. He took the Bulls to the Eastern Conference Finals without Jordan, bro. Come on, you're so wrong.
Stop.
You know, I hate that you know nothing about basketball. You know, zero. Like
every one of those games.
Speak of something.
Every one of those games.
But that you know nothing about basketball. I'm gonna tell it like it is.
Okay,
you know
Mike.
nothing. It's about matchups.
I love how
injury.
Mike always loves to throw out that we know nothing about nothing, and Mike
I didn't say we. I said you.
No,
I didn't say we.
He says
Woodley.
He says it to Woodley too. You know, uncertain. You know nothing about
he never
basketball.
says it to me. No, he gives me respect for some reason. He just calls me
Really?
an
I
idiot.
thought he does. Okay,
Woodley,
well,
would the Bulls have ever won a title without Scottie Pippen?
No.
There you go. Thank you.
No, I mean, it depends on who the number 2 is. If they go get Clyde Drexler, sure,
Yeah.
but it's no. Pippen was paramount to that. And I think this is
Pippen was very good.
This is why.
Key to many championships.
This is why the debate on who's the best player of all time is ridiculous. It's clearly LeBron because it's LeBron because look at the bums LeBron carried.
Yeah, he went to 8 straight Eastern Finals with you and me as their fucking sidekick.
What's funny about
Dwayne
LeBron
Wade was not nobody, guys. Dwayne Wade was not a nobody.
Okay, I'm talking about the other. How
dude,
about when they beat
Cleveland teams? When they beat the Warriors.
The 2016 Warriors. The Warriors were 73-9, and they beat them 4 out of 7. Okay.
Yeah. Draymond getting suspended really blew that for him.
Yeah. Well, because the Warriors would have won 0 titles without Draymond Green. So
that was that was a good year. For sure.
We got to take a break. We got to take a break here, and then we'll be right back.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
All right, we're back here. We're gonna switch it over to hockey now. We both proclaimed that the Avalanche were gonna win that series as a foregone conclusion.
I did. I said they'd win in 6. I said they.
As a Wild fan, let me just say you're welcome for softening them up. Apparently, I mean, knocking the car out is everything, but wow, I did not see that. I don't know what the odds would have been on Vegas to win in a sweep, but it probably would have been 40-1 or something. So
yeah, at least
I don't even know where to go from there with this Avs series. I mean, this other series, the Habs versus Carolina one. I know Mike says it's over. Carolina's going to win, but I don't know how you can say that when they've had to win in overtime.
In 5.
Yeah, it's 2. That's right. It's 2-1. No, I mean, it went to overtime though, man. I don't know, man. The Habs are
well, the Habs have found ways, against Tampa Bay, they were completely outclassed. In Game 7, they had 9 shots on goal at Tampa Bay and somehow won that series. In Buffalo, they had 3 shots on goal in the last period and a half and somehow beat Buffalo, who were dominating them. So you've seen them hang around somehow because their defense has been actually pretty good, which during the series, it was the season, it was the opposite. But honestly, here's the thing I see, right, is I don't want to hear about Makar missed the first 2 games because that's not why they lost. They are losing on the boards. They're
he's
getting
one of the best 5 players in the NHL.
Okay. Nobody talked about the captain of Mark Stone was missing the first 2 games. He came back for Game 3,
he's
and
a top 50 player.
Mark Stone won that game for them in Game 3. He was the difference maker in Game 3. Okay, Makar had the most time on ice in Game 3, but here's one for you: the Makar in the first 2 series was hit an average of 3 times a game. Okay. When he came back in Game 3 against Vegas, Vegas hit him 6 times. Okay. Vegas is outworking them. They're out hustling them, and they're winning all the battles on the boards. And that's why they've dominated them. And see, during the year, that was not the case. And so you got to give credit to the coaching change, which has made them play harder, and Carter Hart. Okay.
Hart. That's my guy.
Also, people don't realize, Bill Carlson had a goal and an assist in Game 3. This guy is a phenomenal. I'm not saying he's not the 43 goal scorer of 2017, but he's a 20 goal scorer who does so many different things for their offense. But Vegas is out defending them. It just you can't. They had. The Avalanche had 1 shot on goal in the 3rd period. This is the number 1 offense in the NHL. You can't say, well, McKinnon was injured in the 3rd. Yes, but that doesn't give you 1 shot on goal. Okay.
So, Mike, I got to ask you: is the series over? The Knights are up 3-0 on the Avs. Is it over?
Over. Do they sweep?
I don't think
know.
it is over. I've never
they
felt more
nervous.
nervous.
Go bet your 4%.
No.
Go bet your 4%.
No, hold on. I didn't say I was going to bet it because I'm rooting for the Knights. I don't do that with my bets. If I just love something, I'm not going to go.
You can get plus 900. You can get plus 900.
I know. I'm just saying the Knights. I think that they're playing so well defensively. They've got the most ridiculous hot goalie, but they're not. Do you know, it's not like it's a 3-0 and they're dominating the series. I think most people,
what are you talking about? It's a total domination.
It is not a total domination. What are you talking about?
The Avs beat them in game 3 of period 1.
That's the only game. That is the only game that the Knights have looked real good. Game 1, they didn't look good at all, and they won the game.
They gave up a lot of shots on goal, but Vegas had complete control of that game.
Well, what Vegas is doing is they're setting them up for Colorado on how they're playing defense, and they get this steal, and they get this 2-on-1 or 1-on-0 breakaway. They do this every time. I know they're doing that good.
That's all the forecheck and the boards. They are hitting Colorado on the boards, getting them to turn the puck over. They're doing it. Yep. They're completely outworking them. And if you listen to, and you can see it, and then you listen to the announcers they're between periods, and they're like, Vegas is completely outworking Colorado. I never saw this happening. I never saw it coming, and I never saw it coming either. So
they are just waiting for Colorado to make a mistake, and when they do, it's like they just score. Like it could be a period, could be 2. They make this big mistake. It's the same thing in all 3 games. Colorado's got to stop making the big mistakes. I don't know how they fix that.
The Avs will not quit like the Cleveland Cavaliers, okay? But we don't know if Nathan McKinnon's even playing tonight, okay? And if he doesn't play tonight, I don't think they have a chance. I think they lose. I think they're going to lose tonight in 4 anyways. But I think Colorado will bring a big effort. But the series is over.
I don't think it's over. I hope it's over. I want it to be over. I like the Knights in 6 or 7. I like the Knights in 6 or 7. I think this is going to be.
I'll tell you what. You can have whatever odds you want that it doesn't go 6 or 7.
Whatever odds I want.
Yeah. Okay, Vegas.
Here we go.
What kind of bet is that?
What I'm saying is, I'll
21.
Split,
I'll take
what
that.
What I meant is I'll split the juice with you for whatever you want. Is what I meant.
There we go. Classic Mike. Whatever.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Obviously, it's a bet.
Okay. It's plus 850 minus the Vegas is minus 1600 plus 850. I'll give you 12-1 on Colorado win the series. There you go.
No, I didn't. I said I like the Knights, but I think it's going to be game 6 or 7. I don't think this is going to be.
I'll do that, Mike. I'll do that. 12-1. All right, books. Okay. 500.
There you go.
Sure.
All right.
You got it. So, anyways, that series is over. The other series, is again we'll talk about Carolina and Montreal. Montreal had, you can't make this up. They have had 25 shots on goal in 8 periods. Okay. 8 periods. They have 25 shots on goal. This is what Carolina did to Philly. This is what Carolina did to Ottawa. Okay. And this, I mean, you don't give up 12 goal. You know what Money Puck had yesterday's score supposed to be? 5.8 to 1.1. And somehow they got it to overtime. The game before, 5.8 to 1.5. And somehow they got it to overtime and lost them both. Guess what? Carolina's going to give up 12 shots a game again, and it's going to be like 4-1 in the next game and 4-1 in the next game. And the thing is and me and my friend Ben, we were talking last night that it is a really good bet if you could find Vegas, Colorado, or Vegas, Carolina matchup. And you could, if you have that exact matchup, you could get Carolina plus 115 to win the cup right now versus Vegas. And I think that is a very, very, very good bet. Now, Vegas is peaking, okay? But they're
for sure peaking.
They are peaking, but Carolina's been the second best team in hockey all year, okay? And they're on the verge of, when they win the next 2 against Montreal, of being 12-1 in the playoffs, in the NHL playoffs. And I just think I just don't think Vegas could. I mean, I might be wrong. Like I don't this defense for Carolina is so good. I mean, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Vegas is.
Here's the thing. When you talk about it, Vegas hasn't been a top 5 team all year, which is, when we say they're peaking, I don't even think they look like they're that great. They're just spooky. And for that reason, I think the Knights are going to do it. I really do. I think they're going to win the title. I think they're still going to have a tough time with the series, but I think they're going to win the championship. And yeah, they're not going to be the favorite. I just think they continue just being spooky.
If Carolina wins in 5, which I think they're going to be, they are going to be a 2 to 220 favorite over Vegas.
Yep.
And that's why if you want to bet Carolina, right? I think that right now, plus that's why I was saying get the plus 115 if you like right now, if you like Carolina in a Vegas matchup. But the thing is Vegas is I saw a stat the other day and I posted in our little thing. They have given up they have given up 1,759 goals, the third most goals given up all year. Okay. And Colorado has given up 849 goals, the least amount all year. And yet they're up 3-0 Vegas. Right?
What a stat you just gave there.
But people don't realize this is what Vegas was missing all year was goaltending. Aiden Hill was a disaster. He couldn't stop a beach ball. They quit on Cassidy. They probably should have fired him earlier, right? So, and they didn't have Bill Karlsson, okay? So you have Bill Karlsson, you have a goaltender that's probably the best goalie left. I mean, even the goalie for Carolina has given up some bad goals.
Hottest goalie for sure. Let's just put it that way. Hottest goalie, hands down.
And Mitch Marner's on fire. Hurdle, which went 29 games without a goal, has just like, did you see that game-winning goal by Hurdle? A backhand. He goes in between the legs, backhanded. Like, they're just clicking on all cylinders. And wow, it'd be amazing if Vegas wins. But Carolina is the better team. I mean,
Carolina's really, really
good. By the way, I'm going to do a little segue here. How good is it with the World Series of Poker? With everybody here, there's so many people from Vegas. There's so much Knights energy, like in the World Series of Poker. I'm going to catch a game.
It's full, dude. It's the worst fan base I've seen in my life. You could get
into the
playoff games.
I'm with David. They're all fake. They don't understand. They don't know nothing about hockey.
You could sit center ice, 10 rows from the ice for like $100 earlier this postseason. No.
Well, the city loves it. First off, this is a new hockey town. We are in the middle of a desert. Hold on, Woodley. We are in the middle of the desert. This isn't like deep rooted. This isn't like Minnesota. We have got a team, and I think the city's embraced the team very well. Maybe the tickets
have won. You guys have been around for 7 seconds, and
wait to reality.
And twice as many playoff wins as Minnesota. Okay, so like.
I'm with you on this, Woodley. You know why I'm with you on this? Because I know the fan base is when reality hits, and I think they'll always be like a 500 team or a playoff team because the free agents love to come here. Okay, because why wouldn't they, right? But you know what? When all of a sudden they start being first round exits in the playoffs every single year, like the Minnesota Wild, you're going to be
no. We don't do that here in Vegas.
Oh, we don't.
No, we don't.
We're going to have an NBA
don't do
team.
That.
We're going to have an NBA team.
What does that have to do with the Knights?
Because
that has nothing to do with them.
It has everything to do with them. You think people
what
can
are you
just afford?
Talking about?
Oh, yeah. Everybody can afford to just go to Vegas Golden Knights game, to the NBA game, to the Oakland A's, to the Vegas A's game, and to the Raider games, okay?
What does being able to afford have to do with the city is pumped? What does that have to do?
Because the arena's going to be half full in about 5 years when we're an average team. Right, Woodley?
Yeah, I don't think so. There is so much tourist dollars. But Mike, I don't agree. These casinos are giving out comps, like buying boxes. First off, baseball is not expensive.
They don't allow it. They don't allow you to sell to season tickets. They canceled Ben's season tickets because he sold more than half of his games. Okay, you're not allowed to.
Did they really?
They really did.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had season tickets the first 2 years.
Well, do you want me to tell you why there's not that many other teams being in there? It's not like the Raiders where it's a lot of times if they play the Steelers, it's louder for the Steelers. I mean, that's why the Raiders games are so
the Raiders are brilliant. Yeah, the Raiders, the
Raiders have done the opposite. They've let you sell all the season tickets you want. So it's 70% other teams.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen in basketball, and that's going to happen in baseball. But unless they stop it, if they don't, they do stop it, then the people aren't going to afford the Golden Knights. They're going to be like, let's go to the basketball game, let's go to the baseball game.
But by the way, Mike, why do you care what the ticket prices are? They're not moving the teams. Like Mike's mad that the tickets are going for $100. That's actually a good thing.
I'm not mad about that.
I want the people to be able to afford it. I mean,
I'm just telling you that this city, the people do not have enough money to support the Vegas Golden Knights, the NBA franchise, the baseball franchise, and the football franchise. They're going to have to make a choice of what games they want to pay for.
That's okay that if this city doesn't have as much money as like Seattle or Chicago or Boston, that's okay if they have cheaper tickets. They're doing just fine. They're making tons of money. I don't think like the team's going to fold up shop. And I like it that, maybe it's more of a hardworking city, everybody working for the casinos and all that. So what if it's lower ticket prices?
It's not a hard work. It's a city of winners, okay? If you're not a winner, they do not support you. This is why I'm against what Adam Silver is doing.
How do you know that? We just got a team. We just got our first team, Mike, in 2017 or 18, whatever it was.
All 80% of the people who live out here, they work in the casino industry, okay? They gamble away all their checks in the poker slot machines, okay? They're not going to support losers. Vegas, let me ask you something.
What are you talking about? You have no proof. You have no proof.
I do. I do have proof.
Sorry that our teams always win. Sorry that Vegas teams win. You're mad at the Knights for winning every year.
Prove it. Let me prove it to you right now.
And they're going to continue doing it.
Shut up for a minute. Here's how I prove it to you. When UNLV was a perennial top 20 team, the Thomas and Mack Center was sold out every game. Okay? Now UNLV basketball that can't even make the NCAA tournament, they get like 4,000 people every single game because they won't support losers. If Vegas, which they have the money, UNLV has the money, if they start paying the kids and they get themselves a top 20 team or top 15 team that has a chance at the Final Four, the fly-by-night fans will all fly back to UNLV and they'll sell out the Thomas and Mack. There's your proof, okay? We will not support losers.
Yeah, sorry that they don't have, Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon and like this loaded team. Of course, everybody's going to want to go watch that.
Why don't they? They pay every other kid. We have plenty of money.
Okay,
who has more
they're not
money?
Paying them. UNLV is boring. Like, they're a boring school. And I even root for UNLV. It's just boring to root for them. I mean, they don't have a loyal fan base.
Well, you touch on this.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you could sit like center ice for like $100. People aren't showing up. I've watched regular season games there.
You can't.
Nobody cares.
I was looking.
Well,
like $700, $800 to send.
Now. Okay,
in round one, you were correct. In round one, $126.
Yeah, but now everyone loves a winner, so it's all front runners. You're gonna see like Daniel Negreanu out there with his fucking little jersey.
He gave away his seat. He gave away his tickets already because I tried to get him today. He's playing at the World Series. He hasn't
that's a good excuse. Come on,
we gotta take one last break and we'll come back and talk World Series.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
So we are here. These guys are, Phil's in World Series poker mode. We'll probably see him in 3 months. These guys are both going to be playing as well. I think I'm playing the main. Maybe I'll sneak out there for another one or two, but we'll kick it over to you guys because, this is your World Series. No, Mike always says this is their World Series. Mike, is this your World Series? Or Super Bowl? Is this your Super Bowl?
Is this your Super Bowl?
I mean... we didn't touch on this. I lost my 17-year-old cat on Thursday. I had to put her down. It was very, very depressing.
Sorry, Mike.
But
sorry, Mike.
But I kept saying something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. Like I'm not motivated to play. I'm not motivated to play, and I couldn't figure out what didn't feel right. And then my cat got diagnosed with cancer, basically a week, almost 2 weeks ago tomorrow, and I had to put her down in 10 days. And I felt like a lot was lifted over me, but I'm still actually right now not motivated until I get down there, which I think I will be motivated. And maybe this year with no expectations, I do much better. I think I'm going to be fine. I think I'm going to play fine. I'm not really worried about that. And I should be having a lot of confidence going to the World Series. I haven't had a losing week in 5 weeks playing poker. A guy who I've took 20% of for the last 2 months has won 600,000. So I put another 120 in my pocket. So everything should be plus and a really good mindset. I have my pool outside that I lay in every day that feels really good. And I up my Vyvanse a little bit to make sure I get a little bit better focus, and I don't feel that clarity right now. But when I go down there, like I'm thinking about going down today and jumping in the 5. If I don't go to the hockey game tonight, jumping in the 5K and just kind of trying to put some reps in. I love the fact that they only have one Omaha 8 or better in the first 3 days instead of and then they have two Omaha, both limit Omaha 8s in the first week, but last year they had like every Omaha 8 in the first 2 weeks, all the big O's, all the PLO 8s, and this year they only have 2, and then they split them up, and so that the first week I always struggle to get in a groove because I don't play tournaments, and so hopefully I'll
let me take it from there. I am pumped. World Series is here. I'm playing the 5K today. It's 5K no limit. I have had such good success in the first events that I have played. Like I won a bracelet on event one year. I have I took 13th, I think, a year or two ago it was the 5K was the first event, or at least the first event that I play. And then there was a 500 monster stack that I took like 12th, but it had like 18,000 people or something crazy. So I've always done good right off the bat. I'm super focused right now. I'm going to be playing a full schedule. Yeah, I'm excited.
Full schedule as in all the 10Ks too?
I'm going to be playing a full schedule. The 10Ks are going to be, I've got about 5,000 sold of the 10Ks. I need to raise about 5,000 more. So I'm going to be, hopefully, I'm going to make a few calls today. We'll see if our best friend Phil over here, I want him to take a quarter on all the 10Ks. I haven't reached out to him today. Well, thanks, Mike.
He won't because he has this thing that he doesn't take pieces of anybody during the World Series.
I know, but I was thinking because he's so rich now and he's told us how he's made $30 million already. Does anything matter if you've made $30 million already this year? That I thought, maybe Uncle Phil will come in and take like a nice quarter of Cantu just on the 10Ks. But I haven't asked him. We'll see what he says. Woodley, are you going to be coming out at all for the World Series?
Yeah, I'll be playing the main. I'm like so busy just with work and everything too. I don't know if I'll make it out any other time. I'll try to get out there though, maybe in June at some point. Maybe find a fun one.
I'm playing all the 10Ks. I'm playing all the 10Ks. I'm playing all the 10Ks. I'm playing the 25K horse for 2 bullets. I'm playing the 25K no limit, and I'm playing the 50K PPC. I'm not playing any of the 50, and I'm playing the 10K, 25K PLO. Not playing the 50K PLO, the 100K PLO, or any of the 150 or 100K no limit. So,
if I get off to a hot start, or if I get up, I'm playing, anything 25K and below. I'm kind of it's all going back in.
I mean, I got off to a hot start last year but the hot start started week 2. When I actually busted a double board PLO bomb pot, and it was the juiciest tournament ever. So I jumped into the stud, which I had never played in a final table of the stud. The double board PLO bomb pot isn't until it's got 2 rebuys this year, not 1, and it's not till like past the midway point. So whatever. I am.
That one sounds fun.
That was the softest tournament I played.
Softest I've ever played in my life.
Well, maybe not in my life, but it was softest of last year. Like that's can't miss if you know how to play it.
I am excited that the PLO 8 has 2 reentries. Like for them to beat me in PLO 8 for 1 reentry is hard. For 2 reentries, I mean, yeah, it's a $30,000 PLO 8 tournament, but I'll take my chances. And this year, like because last year I did terrible, and I'm like, oh, my $20,000 PLO 8 tournament. Oh, my $20,000 Big O tournament that I didn't cash. Well, now it's a $30,000 Big O tournament and a $30,000 PLO 8 tournament. But I'm looking forward to it. I'll be ready. I've been playing mixed games for the last week and a half. A lot of 08, a lot of stud 8, some horse. I've won in every game, and I feel like I'm just as sharp. So I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, we wish you guys the best. I'll try to come out for that double PLO. That actually sounds like a ton of fun.
Good one.
I bet it's so soft too.
I can give you some quick pointers. There's a lot of good, like simple pointers that you can do to exploit everybody on that one.
So here's one thing I want to say. I'm going to ask you, Woodley. I'm going to ask you, Cantu, before we end here. Who's winning the Cup? Who's winning the NBA title, David Woodley?
I'm going to go with the Knicks, and I'm going to go with Carolina. Yeah, I got to go with Carolina.
I'm gonna go Knights, Knicks.
Okay. I am going to go Carolina. Hope I'm wrong. I'm going to go Knicks also.